So I wanted to bring up Kelsey Lange. She had an opportunity to do an informational interview with David Siegel, who's the president and CEO of the LA Sports Council and also the Southern California Committee for the Olympic Games. And David goes back a long ways with Jeff Ullenzer and I. And so Kelsey had an opportunity to spend some time with them. So Kelsey's going to come up and share a little bit of her insights. And then because we're running a little bit behind schedule, we're going to phase into Jeff's interview with Dan Evans. So Kelsey, the floor is yours.
Alrighty, well, hello everyone. I'm Kelsea Lange and I am a sport management graduate student at Long Beach State. And I had the pleasure of speaking with David Siegel, and it was honestly such an enjoyable conversation. I wouldn't mind chatting again. His title's a little long, but he is the president and CEO of the Los Angeles Sports Council and the Southern California Committee for the Olympic Games. He's only the second president that organization has had. And prior to that, he was with the Dodgers for 22 years. I believe he started in ticket sales and then just worked his way up from there. And so he's clearly just an accomplished person in the world of sports who continues to do great and big things, especially with the Olympics coming up in Los Angeles in 2028. But what stuck out most to me about our conversation was just how uplifting it was as a whole. David radiates just a very specific joy and passion in his line of work and life. In fact, when asked about just his career highlights and what he most enjoys in his role, he didn't focus on, working for such a big franchise like the Dodgers or the accolades that come with it. Instead, he talked a lot about the impact that he has on the greater community and just on the sports community as a whole. He even mentioned that his mantra was to put positivity out there. And his biggest advice for students like myself and just people ambitious to work in the sports industry was just to pay it forward and continue to help others, regardless of what your role is. If you're janitorial, if you're working in ticket sales, or you're in corporate partnerships, whatever you're doing, just to continue to pay it forward and continue helping others, regardless of receiving recognition. And I think it's evident that he navigates the world like that and he lives that way, just from the conversation that he had with me and from his involvement in today's conference. And I did want to touch on, he did talk about challenges. Challenges come with any role that you have. He particularly focused on stepping into a presidential role for a longstanding company. He emphasized how important it was for him to step into that role, the importance of just kind of reimagining that role and supporting others while you're doing that. And he said word for word that you learn more about yourself and others in your work in times of duress. So it puts you in a learning position. And that really, really stuck out to me. I made a mental note of that because I just thought it was timely in just, the current climate that we're living in. And then also just pertinent to career growth, that you're going to have to pivot your career pathway and change your perspective and welcome that change. So I think anyone can take influence just from David's outlook in being a good person, a good, kind person, and knowing that good karma will come your way. So again, big thank you to David for, I feel like unintentionally, giving me the most positive message that I've heard in a really long time. And thank you to Jeff and Ron for allowing me to share a little bit about him today. Thank you.